Treasure Tree Therapy Planters Podcast. I'm your host, Master Cheeze. Welcome again, guys. I know it's been a couple weeks. We're going to get right into it. Going to talk about Taylor University, again, small school in Indiana. Going to focus on the Colorado Buffaloes because we'll wait for that later. Then we're going to progress to the Chicago Bears. Oh, we stick still. You know we got the number one draft pick. And then we'll talk a little bit about some fantasy options with some fantasy entries. We'll update you guys on Puka and McCaffrey. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Bloop. Welcome back to the Treasure Tree Therapy Planters Podcast. Again, I'm your host, Master Cheeze. We're going to talk about Taylor University. It's a small school in Upland, Indiana. Right now, they have a very impressive 4-0 record in their conference. They've had some very nail-biter wins. One against Siena Heights, another one against Olivet Nazarene. Very good team so far. They're persevering. They're showing they can get the job done down the stretch. They got to clean some things up. But right now, they're very impressive at 4-0. Early in the season, we had a prediction to seeing if they would have less than four wins or less, or 5 wins or more. They're in the driver's seat of that right now with 4 wins on the record. The tough part about their schedule right now is that they're going to have to face the number 7 team in the nation, Marian University out of Indiana. This will be a tough test for them. This will show what kind of football team they have, seeing as they have the goals to make it to the playoffs, which will be something that hasn't been done in a very, very long time for that university. So shout out to Taylor University. Hopefully they can get the job done. Good luck. Okay, now that we're back, you know what time it is. Hold on 1 second. Y'all ain't gonna catch me lacking. It's prime time. Oh yes, we are back in full effect. The Colorado Buffaloes are still doing something they should not be doing. Right now, they are coming off of a great weekend win against Baylor. They were down 2 scores at one point in this game, but down the stretch in the last 30 seconds of the game, they got the job done, showing that they're a more mature team. I'm going to show you a couple plays what happened down the stretch if you didn't get a chance to catch it this weekend. This is a play that's coming down to the wire.
Clock inside 10 seconds. Sanders takes his shot here toward the end zone. He
Shador gets the ball in the air, and the receiver drops it. Oh my goodness! You would have thought he was Aguilar. Just joking. But that's a tough play to see your receiver drop with 2 seconds to go. But to persevere, come back, step back, throw this ball.
The Big 12 opener comes down to this play. Sanders gets the feet set toward the end zone for the game. It is caught by Wister, just like 1994.
And what a catch. What a catch as the time expires. He catches the ball, and now we have an opportunity going to overtime and win this game. The craziest part about this game is that they went into overtime, they score on their possession, but then Baylor has a chance to match their intensity, but they fumble on the goal line.
On 1st and goal, it's Richardson.
Very big stop for the defense. Very big win for the team as they are sitting in the driver's seat to make it to bowl eligibility this year. Doris Sanders comes off an impressive game. He went 25 for 41 for 341 yards, 2 tutties through the air, and 1 on the ground. A nice stat line for the quarterback as he came down to the wire with that huge touchdown down in regulation. He is an NFL talent, and he will respectfully be receiving some NFL interest if he keeps playing like this. Colorado Buffaloes are looking to become bowl eligible as they missed that opportunity last year by 1 game. They're in the driver's seat right now, sitting at 3-1. Right now in their division, we'll see if they can knock it out. This is their upcoming schedule. not a very tough schedule, but you will have to play some tough teams, and you got to get it done. So shout out to Coach Prime and see what they have coming for the rest of the year. Okay, now that we're done with that, and then from there, we're going to, hold on one second. I got to take these glasses off. If you ain't forgot, you already know what time it is. Before we progress to the next segment, I got to take these glasses off right now because you know what time it is.
Stink loading.
The Chicago Bears. Another season, another opportunity, and another L. The Chicago Bears played the Indianapolis Colts this weekend. A tough loss for them. The Bears lost 21-16, which came down to the very last quarter, the very last drive. Now, you know the main focus is not necessarily the Chicago Bears right now. The main focus is Caleb Williams. That is the quarterback that we plan to be the future. Looking at his stats that were happening on throughout the game, he threw for 363 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he had 2 interceptions and a fumble. The fumble was very costly for him. As he's still in his rookie year, he's progressing. Very tough game for him, but the Bears are sitting right now at 1-2. Not a bad spot, but a spot that we should be 2-1, as we have the Vikings who are 3-0 in our division right now. So we're going to focus on a couple key drives that went on in that Bears game. I know a lot of Bears fans are upset, but it's going to be a very patient season for us. Okay, first play we're going to look at right here. We're going to look at how they went on the 4th and goal. They went four run plays consecutively on the goal line. Very tough call on the offensive coordinator, but also a tough call for the quarterback. I think this is one of those plays. It's easy to point the finger at the coach, but it comes down to your quarterback's ability to make that read or make that adjustment at the line.
Coverage out here, so somebody should be one-on-one. Williams.
You're going 4 runs on a run defense that also has a very good run offense. You know, their defense is prepared more for the run than they are the pass. That's traditionally how it goes in the NFL. So going for another run on the 4th down, I don't mind the aggression. I just do not like you not putting the ball in your quarterback's hands in that position. I think that's something that's going to be adjustment for Caleb and the coaching staff. As they get in that opportunity again, they might have a little bit more wiggle room to figure out a different set of plays versus 4 straight runs. So that was a tough play to watch as a Bears fan. You could have got points. We didn't get it. That's fine. Come up short. That's fine. The defense still had a tight. Held them to 21 points. We gotta respect that the defense is doing their job. When the defense only give up 3 scores, it's a big deal in the NFL right now. Limiting a team to 21 points is very good. Your offense has to also match that intensity and get the 3 scores, or come up with that extra couple field goals to put you up 22-21. That's the idea behind the defense. So let's credit the Bears defense, the Bears organization. They have a good defense right now. Although we did not win that game, we got to respect the defense right now. So the next play I want to put it in is back to Caleb's hands. Caleb Williams, he drops back. He's at the quarterback position. Tough spot. I'm not sure what he saw downfield, but it looks like he got his eyes big and got excited and didn't completely step through the pocket.
First down and 10. Play action. Williams was looking deep. Lost the football.
And he fumbled the ball. The sack, okay, we can talk about the tight end not supposed to be blocking, That's not how play calling works. You have these different concepts that put people in different positions, and they just have to block. The lineman could have doubled down, but most importantly, Caleb Williams' presence in the pocket has to be better. He has to be able to step up in the pocket, deliver that throw, regardless if he feels that it's going to be an easy throw. If you watch Sam Darnold, they played the Houston Texans this weekend. That was something he did a lot. Going up against Danielle Hunter, they had a hard time getting to him because he kept stepping through the pocket and didn't have the interior pressure. Caleb Williams, although he got sacked, he also has to work on his ball security. We cannot be fumbling the ball, especially in the 4th quarter, especially as our quarterback. But again, he's a rookie. We have to be very patient with him and give him some time to grow. So that's a rookie mistake, but I think he'll become better for it. The next part about all of this is that the Bears fans, we have to respect the process of growth. I know we have not won anything since '85, and we've destroyed majority of the last quarterbacks we've had at the position. We got to stop moving the goalposts. We tried to say it was Mitch, then we tried to say it was Fields, then we said it was the coach, then we said it was the defense. Now we're saying it's the offensive line. Respectfully, it is the quarterback. The quarterback has to be better. All right. The offensive line also has to get better. But we also have to understand that down the stretch, Caleb Williams was in position to win that game. The Bears were still in a position to win that game. There's still only 3 games. It was only 3 games in the season, and he still has the ability to win that game. So let's scale back a little bit. Let's respect the process of growth, and let's give Caleb some credit. He did ball out. He put up a whole bunch of yards, 300 yards, what is said to be a Bears record for a rookie. But he has to improve his intelligence. The great thing about Caleb, what I see from watching the film, is that as he progresses, he'll have one of the best deep balls in the NFL. Possibly it could be in history. That's a crazy take, but the deep ball that he has, is very, very good. He's also missing his one receiver, Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen has not been able to suit up in the last 2 weeks, so it's going to be tough when you don't have one of your best receivers out there. Also, the receivers have to get on the same page. The ball is going deep. You got to just keep running. They have to get on that same page, and it's just going to take some time and more reps. But I think Caleb Williams, respectfully, the Bears fans have to respect that Caleb Williams is the quarterback of the future. He is the Bears quarterback, and we have to give him 4 years to really determine if it was the right pick or not. It's not the time to start pointing fingers at the coach. It's only week 3. That's exactly how teams start to fold on themselves. Most importantly, the Bears' goal this year is to get above 500. That's a nice goal. You can make the playoffs, but we have to be above 500. That is a credible team. Our defense is doing well, and I think as soon as Caleb gets there, we will be a Super Bowl caliber team. You can't skip steps, and we have to respect the process. But that's my take on the Chicago Bears. And now we're going to talk about some fantasy outlooks on some injury. Christian McCaffrey, running back for the 49ers, has been on IR and has been injured with an Achilles injury. Something that's been plaguing him in the offseason, something that's plaguing him throughout the season. It is said that he went down to Germany to get some second opinions, to work out some different things. They have a different kind of medical staff there. I'm not sure exactly what they are doing there. The biggest thing I could see, maybe some stem cells or some PRP for that. That'll be different than the States. But overall speaking, the Achilles is something that is something to really respect. For McCaffrey, I can see him being out for 4 to 6 weeks, really trying to get that tendon some time to heal before he puts a lot of work and a lot of pounding on that Achilles. Although this is fantasy owners and you want him to play, this is his career. He has to make sure he has to take care of himself. The Achilles takes some time to heal, and you also have to load it appropriately, especially if you plan on giving him 20, 30 carries throughout the year. So this is also a patient game. If you got him on your team, it's nice to, you might have to consider letting him go if you're not doing well. But Christian McCaffrey is in a healing process, and he's not ready to perform quite yet. Going to have to look out in the next coming weeks to see what the outlook is for him. A special request from my fans. We're going to talk about Puka Nacua. He's a receiver for the Los Angeles Rams. He had a very great breakout season last year. But this year he's already been plagued with the injury bug, and he has a PCL strain. That's something in the knee. It's a stabilizer of the knee. The hard part about the PCL is that it doesn't have. It's not a ligament that you really want to sprain. That's the best to sprain. It really takes some time because if you look at it, it's like the ACL and the PCL. They kind of sit like right next to each other, and they can, when damaged, it makes the knee feel very lax, and it can eventually progress worse, and it can snap off, and you can most likely tear the ACL as well. So it's a very patient game for someone who's having a PCL strain. The great thing about a PCL strain, it's not a PCL tear. A tear would have put him out for the rest of the season. This is a patient game for him. Although be it, I think that the best recommendation would to really take your time. I think week 10 is a good time frame for him to come back. It's looking like week 5 to 7 is what they're saying, 5 to 7 weeks. Watching how that will heal. But for Puka, any fantasy owners, it's going to be it's going to be a long haul, especially if you're the Rams organization. You don't really want to play with that. So that's something they might have to give him some additional time, sit out, and maybe even sit him out the rest of the year and let him come in for next year. So we'll see how their season progresses, but that's the update for Puka. And then we still haven't got any updates for Chubbs, but we'll look out that for in a couple of weeks. But I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate all of you all for following, being patient. We'll try to get some more content out in the coming weeks. But as always, this is the Treasure Tree Therapy Planters Podcast. I am Master Cheeze, and I am out. For all the Buffalo Bills